The day 111, again the poet speaks about the subtle and the subtlest aspect of this and why it slips from our cognition. You see, every day the poet keeps telling it in different forms with different analogies and examples, and still it slips. So you should understand how slippery it is and how gross we are, unable to understand it. So the verse, it says, Utena tutena chalena dalena sada sanchale mi panete kalena taya eka rupa sidhujena sahe mana santa ananta shodu nipahe Sant Anant Shodu Nipahe. So this is being repeated. Mana Sant Ananta Shodu Nipahe. This keeps coming of late. Few more verse. In one more verse it repeats. So he says, my dear friend, search for that infinite peace alone and seek that infinite peace. How? With the sages being by your side. In the sense, take the guidance of the sages, of the Mahans, of the realized masters, and follow their instruction and imbibe them in your lifestyle and understand them. And we have seen about the nature of it. The other day we have seen that it is neither cognitive, isn't it? It cannot be spotted by the naked eyes. It cannot be held because it is so subtle, and it is neither revealed nor unrevealed, whatever it is. We have seen all these combinations. So now one more analogy says, Putena, na means not, pute means break, it doesn't break. So one article, if it has to break, first thing it should be tangible, it should be physical. Only then you can say if it is brittle or not. And yet there are certain things which do not break, but with elasticity it stretches. But after one stage, what happens? You stretch beyond, it cuts, isn't it? So here he says, Putena, it neither breaks like a pot, nor tutena means it cannot be cut, right? Or like elastic, like a cloth, it cannot be torn. You see, for example, if you take paper and clothes, after all these things we tear them. And if you take grosser things with a thicker molecular density, it breaks. It happens neither Utena, tutena, chelena. He neither walks in the sense what we are supposed to understand is locomotion. It doesn't move from place A to place B. Don't say, okay, it doesn't walk, does it swim, does it fly? Chelena here, it says it doesn't move from place A to place B. And dalena, okay, for example, trees are there. Trees won't move from place to place, but they shake in the same place. Isn't it? When there is a breeze, the tree shakes. He says, it neither shakes nor moves, neither breaks nor can get torn. Then he says, Sada sanchale meepanate kalena. He says, Sada, always, sanchale, pervasive. It pervades everywhere. And meepane te kalena. Meepane means by the mind filled with egoism of I, me and my thoughts. So that mind which is filled with egoism, kalena, cannot understand. It is non-grabbable, so that to say you can grab, it can get broken or torn, or to escape, it doesn't move from A to B, from here to there. Just imagine you had something in Kashmir, lost it in Kashmir, or you lost it here, it doesn't go to Kashmir, whatever it is, it doesn't move, so that it shake. For example, there are certain greasy items. You try to hold it, it slips off. For example, butter. You try to hold butter. You try to squeeze it hard, it slips in between. It slides and falls. It's not slippery. It doesn't shake. To say it shakes and escapes. We can't perceive with the egoism. So he is hammering on egoism. Next. Daya eka rupa sidhuje nasahe. So he says, to that eka rupasi, indivisible form, dhuje, the second not, sahi, tolerate. So here what we are supposed to understand is, it doesn't tolerate anything second from it, indivisible form. Ekarupasi, it is one present. Ekameya dvitiya brahmam, that's what we say. Chatram nathinjate, that we have seen in Bhagavad Gita. So let us not go into Bhagavad Gita now. So here it is one indivisible form without a second that it tolerates. It doesn't tolerate a second entity there. Firmly it stands alone, booking nothing next to it or besides it. Next, you understand that this particular thing pervades everywhere as one entity. It pervades all through the cosmos. So now space is covered. All through the cosmos it is there. Next, when was it born? When does it die? Because in the realm of space, whatever surfaces on the space and diminishes, it has a birth and death. But it pervades all time zones, the past, the present, and the future. So it has no beginning. So which doesn't have a beginning has no end. Which has a beginning, it has an end. For example, you say he was born in 1970. Then you say if it is born, some particular, it has an expiry date. It can be the medicines. Maybe it depends on life force to life force. Some have a very, very long life force. Some have a very short life force. That's different. But if you say thing has come to birth, come to existence at this particular time, then it has an extinct time. So here, it hasn't come in time. So therefore it has no death. Now he says, Manha Sant Anant Shoduni Pahe. This particular thing you should catch hold of it by dropping the ego and being in the company of the saints, or else you can't. Keep thinking till we meet next. Thanks for being with.